Hello, good evening everyone. Good evening to our Usana family. No, and this is our last day sa ating online business series for this week. And for this week, no, as we all know, this is the week of the we celebrate the mothers, right? So right now, for this week, no, we have been sharing about women in business, the millennial women, millennial women, no, and the working ladies or the working women who's been doing the Usana at the same time, and also practicing their profession. All right, so this evening we are going to have, no, let me just share my slide. Yeah. Okay, so this evening for our Women in Business, no, series, we're going to have, or we're going to share about being a mompreneur. And of course, the right person to talk about this is one of our executive one-star diamond director, Celina Rances. And later on, in the course, later on, I will be before we go to our main topic, let me just share with you a few announcements. All right, so before we start, my name is Michelle Arcancelin. I'm your sales manager for Usana Philippines, Visayas, Usana Philippines, who's based in our Davao office, no? And I'm assigned, or I'm the sales manager for Vismin. Ayan, so tonight, no, since we're going to talk about the mompreneur, before we start, let me just share with you, no, some important informations or announcements. No, very, very, very exciting announcements for everyone. And while doing that, I hope you are already inviting, no, you're inviting all your downlines or your teammates to join us in this call. And we are also live sa ating Facebook account, no, sa Usana Philippines Facebook. And I hope you're also some of your associates are tuning in to our Facebook account, no. So you can watch this training again and again. Ayan. So let me just start, no. Before we start, no, I would just like to remind everyone that we're going to have the new goals training, which will happen on Friday. That's an exclusive training for all new goal directors. All right. So dun sa mga bagong goal directors, naka-receive na po kayo ng email, no? Naka-receive kayo ng email regarding this training. And I hope you can attend because we have already invited one of our newest diamond director, Rolly Angot, to share his Usana journey and the importance of rank advancement and being a goal director or being a team leader of your organization. So that's going to be on May 7. That's 1 o'clock to 3 p.m. All right. Next is ito yung ating every 2 weeks, no, na training, the 2021 Sustaining Momentum, no, training. This is exclusive training series for builders and above. And of course, for this series or for this training, we are going to focus more on the retention and monitoring. Siyempre, we have invited again 2 diamond directors, no. Mainly, we have our executive one-star diamond director, Mads Corpus. Ayan, she will be talking about or sharing about the retention and monitoring, the principles of the retention and monitoring. And of course, he will talk about the practical applications of our topic, no, retention and monitoring. We have invited Jermaine Bachelier, no, one of the Usana Philippines Diamond Director. So this training is going to happen on May 12. That's a Wednesday at 1 o'clock to 2:30 in the afternoon. So we are also going live, no, sa Facebook. If you will not be able to make it sa Zoom call natin, kasi alam natin kapag diamond directors, kapag mga sustaining momentum, we really full pack ng ating Zoom meeting. Ayan, Zoom room. So hope to see all of you on May 12, Wednesday, for the Sustaining Momentum series. And next we have, no, eto papalapit na ng papalapit. Our hybrid event is going to happen on June 13, 2021. So we are already selling the tickets, no, it started May 1 hanggang June 11. So sino po pwedeng bumili ng ticket? Those who have rank advanced to gold directors and above. Okay? From June 22 hanggang June 4. Ayan. So if you rank advanced to gold and above, executive rank, you are invited, no? You are invited to you have the opportunity to avail or to buy the tickets, which is, no, kapag virtual on which is if you're going to attend the live event, it's 2,500. This is already inclusive of lunch and on-site antigen test. No, this is exclusive to gold directors and above. And of course, for those, no, who will be with us virtually, the tickets are at 250 pesos. That's on June 16, our We Forum hybrid event of Usana. And syempre related sa ating Mother's Day, no, we are all currently, we have our wellness gift for mom, the Mother's Day bundle packs. Okay, so do not forget to reward all your moms, no, with specially crafted bundle packs. So this is limited time offer from May 2 hanggang May 15 lang of 2021. And we have 3 bundles, no? You get that glow bundle pack. We have the Policy plus the Usana Celavive hydrating and lifting sheet mask. We also have the Healthy In and Out bundle pack, which is the Usana Policy and the Usana Celavive Day Lotion. And of course, our light and bright bundle pack, we have the Usana Policy and the Usana Celavive Brightening Light Complexion Serum. So this is only exclusive for Usana Associates and preferred consultants. So please maximize this bundle pack, no? And this allocation or this promotion is available while supplies last. Ayan, so mabilis maubos to. Bilis-bilisan nyo din ang pagbili. Alright? Of course, no, yung very exciting event natin last Usana Live, no, the virtual convention of Usana. So we are going to have the post-event raffle. Remember, if you have scanned all those QR codes while you were watching, no, our yung mga events, yung mga talks, yung mga segments, then you will have a chance to have a raffle entry, no, for the scan and win. So please join us on Saturday, May 8, no, during our Super Saturday event. And you will get the chance to have to win an exclusive Usana logo gears. That's on May 8, alas 3 ng hapon po after ng ating cut-off. Okay? So hope to see you there, and i-expect natin, or let's pray na manalo tayo dun sa ating mga Usana logo gear. And talking about incentive trips, no, this is our last 4 weeks sa ating pag-qualify sa Usana Incentive Trip Leadership Summit. And this is very exciting because, yan, beach na beach vibes. Yan, beach vibes tayo. This is one of most travel destination na gustong-gusto natin, nasa bucket list natin, ang Maldives. So if you want to go there for free, then you have to qualify for the Usana Leadership Summit. So we are on our last 4 weeks for those who are running, no? The Leadership Summit, wala na pong atrasan ito. Kahit anong mangyari, kunin nyo na yung trip na yan. Ayan. So hope a lot of you are still running to qualify for this Maldives incentive trip. And of course, last 2 weeks sa ating period 1 ng ating Team Up Step Up incentive trip in Bali, Indonesia. So our period 1 will end on May 14. Okay, we have 2 weeks to go to pre-qualify for period 1 of this incentive trip. All right. So for more information and the mechanics of this incentive trip, you can also visit the hub. And very exciting, last 3 days na po ng ating Business Accelerator bonus for those associates who are really waiting for that momentum to really increase their income and to gain, no, the momentum of their organization. No, this is your chance to really accelerate your business through the Business Accelerator bonus. So Eto, I hope everyone is really maximizing this promotion because this is very limited. No? It started March 27 and it will end ngayong Saturday na po. So wag na po kayong pahuhuli. Okay? May 8 at 1:59 in the afternoon, that's our regular Saturday cut-off. You really have to maximize our remaining days for this promotion. Ayan, yung ating Business Accelerator bonus because actually lahat kayo are qualified, no? If you're a Usana associate all over the world or this is a global promotion, you are eligible to earn 10% commission volume points bonus for of total sales volume points generated na sales from your personally sponsored associates from yung March 27 hanggang May 8 of 2021. That's on Saturday. May 7 lang ito kasi US time pero it's actually May 8 dito sa ating it's actually May 8 sa ating sa ating sa Philippines. Ayan, May 8 sa Philippines. So I hope everybody will maximize it. So each newly enrolled associates or preferred consultant, preferred consultant in your home market, you get to earn 10% bonus on qualified product sales. Okay, product sales. So this is based on the sales volume points and includes initial orders, one-time orders, and auto orders paid and processed during the promotion period. So lahat po ng mga bagong associates or bagong members of your team dito, who are enrolled in the Philippine market, you will get 10% from them, galing dun sa if pasok po sila dun sa ating window of enrollment. So yung window of enrollment natin, is March 27 and ends this coming Saturday. So we have we have a total of 6 weeks window of enrollment. And pwede pa kayong humabol, actually talagang pwede pa kayong humabol, for those of you who really want to maximize the Business Accelerator bonus, you still have 3 days to maximize this promotion to bring in people to your organization. And of course, not only yung bonus you will earn on the qualified purchase on the week of the associate or the preferred consultant's enrollment. Hindi lang po dun sa week na yon because actually during the enrollment week you get a 10% commission volume points bonus, based on their sales volume points. Actually, you will also get or you also avail the 10% commission volume points bonus in the next 8 weeks. So kapag na-enroll siya ngayong week, meron pa kayong another 8 weeks. So in total of 9 weeks, 9 weeks itong ating promotion ng Business Accelerator bonus. Si Kuya Bob ang tawag natin dito, si Kuya Bob. And we also have, if this associate will purchase in the next 8 weeks, Business Center upgrade, meron siyang auto order, then you will get a 10% commission volume points based on the sales volume points of those newly enrolled associates. Ayan, di ba? Very, very, very exciting. So meron pa tayong chance to maximize our Business Accelerator bonus. Wait lang, i-restart ko lang. Ayan. So this offer is valid for all initial orders like what I have mentioned kanina, one-time purchase and auto orders, and they must be processed during the week of enrollment plus the following 8 commission weeks. And of course, not only yung ating sponsor, yung nag-invite sa inyo, yung tumulong sa inyo to enroll or to join Usana, not only them will get the bonus, but the new team members, ikaw mismo na bago kang enroll, you are also rewarded because you will have a free business development system as long as you activate your business center on your initial order. Ayan. So if you activate your business center during your initial order, then you will be given a free business development system that is you are going to save 990 pesos. 'Di ba ang ganda? Hindi lang si upline pati yung bagong members of your team will get a chance to avail of the free BDS. Ayan. So, this is the perfect way. So I hope all of you who are in this call and those who are already in our Facebook Live, sana you are, this is really the talk of the town. Sana pinag-uusapan pa rin natin until the last minute ng Saturday, no? Because this is the perfect inspiration ng Usana sa inyong bagong mga new team members dito sa Philippine market. So you keep on inspiring, you help them, you help your new team members to to gain, no, or to have an additional income dahil magkakaroon sila ng bonus, no. So this is really a perfect startup para sa ating mga bagong members. And for those of you, no, wherever you are in your Usana business, associate ba, bagong associate ka, you're running for your Premier Platinum Pay Setter, you are running for your rank advancement, and as you all know, sobrang daming nagra-rank advance ngayon because they are already really maximizing this promotion. If you are running, no, if you are running for your incentive trip, Leadership Summit, Athens, Greece, na incentive trip, Asia Pacific Growth incentive trip, then it will really help you. And as long as, no, you maximize this, it will also help you build your priority reg. So this is the Business Accelerator bonus for more mechanics, no, since this is still ongoing hanggang ang ating 10% na bonus will still run until 8 weeks if you bring in people to your organization ngayon hanggang sa Friday or sa Saturday. So pwede pa tayo maka-avail. Ayan. So moving on to our main topic this evening, no. I'm really happy that we have really one of the guests, no, will really share a perfect example of a mompreneur because I know her. I've seen her everyday activities sa social media. She's really a good example of a mompreneur. Ayan. And she and her husband, no, si Rob Rances, has already gained, no, major awards in Usana, yung ating Dr. Wen's Country Vision Awards. That's the most prestigious award if you are in Usana, all right? And she's really into an advocate of health, of wellness, no. If you follow her sa kanyang mga Instagram, and also a very successful Usana associate. Of course, let us all welcome our executive one-star diamond director, Celina Rances, to talk about women in business and how it is to become a mompreneur. Hi, Celina. Good evening.
Hi. Thank you, Michelle, for that introduction. Good evening, everyone. And thank you for joining me tonight. So allow me to just share my screen. Okay, here we go.
Yes.
Ayan. Hello, how are you? Are there any mompreneurs here in the house? Please write number 1 in the chat box if you are a mother. So anyway, before I start, of course, I would like to tell you a little more about myself. Oh, wait, excuse me. What happened?
I think you na-turn off yung
Na-turn off yung video? Ayan, okay na ba?
Yes, ma'am. You may proceed po.
Ayan. Okay, so we're good. Yeah, so I'd like to tell you a little bit more about myself. I'm a wife to Rob, of my husband of 19 years, and I'm a mother of 2 to Samuel and David. Samuel is turning 14 and David is turning 12. And before I had my own family, just to give you a bit of background, I was a network marketing professional. When I was a student at the University of Philippines in Diliman, I got invited to my first network marketing opportunity. And, being very young and being very open-minded, it really opened my mind to business and entrepreneurship. And I was just so inspired to hear so many success stories. And that was my first engagement into business. And so I made my first million when I was 21 years old, and so on and so forth. I was never employed anymore. So after I got into business, I decided I would embrace the journey of entrepreneurship because, of course, it has so many benefits, which I will share later. So, when I was doing business, when I was younger, I of course had no family. I could go out of town whenever I wanted. And if I had schedules, I could easily move into my schedules. But then, in things change when you become a mother. In 2007, I became a mother. These are my kids, two very adorable, very active boys. No, as a mother, it's a great privilege to be able to raise our children. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to raise our children, guide them to the purposes that God has prepared them for. And it is a very, very big responsibility. And when we become mothers, I'm sure a lot of us can relate. I'm sure a lot of us can relate and really have a myriad of roles that we carry every day. You're not only a mother, you're also a driver, a housekeeper, photographer, event organizer, cheerleader. My son is into soccer. And of course, you're a finance officer, you're a stylist. And one of the things that I also appreciate that being a mother and also an entrepreneur. So that's what our talk is about today, which is mompreneur, right? Because having that responsibility, to prepare our children for their future, being an entrepreneur really gives us more options. And this is what I saw when I started Usana 12 years ago in 2009. And these are the benefits that I really were pursuing because number one, being an entrepreneur, you define your own income. And, I didn't want to be employed because I didn't want to be stuck in a box and, work 8 to 5 and have a fixed salary. Being an entrepreneur, you dictate your own income. You decide how much you want to get paid. And I'm really thankful for the blessing of Usana. Being in Usana for 12 years, it has given us the freedom to decide and to have more options and not to have to worry about how to pay your bills or your mortgage because you have a strong Usana business. And second is, of course, flexibility in your schedule because as a mother, we have a lot of events. My sons, they have a lot of activities. And first and foremost, that they are my priority. And of course, I want my business to be flexible. I can bring my kids with me, and I want it to be more dynamic. And that is what Usana has allowed me to do: be my own boss, create my own team, and of course, creating a business that aligns with your values. And I love this because I'm so much into health, fitness, skincare, and this has really Usana has really complemented my values and the things that I'm passionate about. And I'm grateful for that because I'm in a business that I really love. And of course, in business, you have constant personal growth and development. I used to be so shy. I would not take any leadership positions, but being in Usana and being in this business, it has really grown. It has really taught me a lot of things. I've really grown so much. So these are tips that I would like to share. If you are still starting in Usana, or if you're contemplating, am I going to join this business? I'm too busy with my children. How can I do this? So I gathered some tips on how you can build a mompreneur lifestyle. So number one is, of course, build a strong mom support. It can be very overwhelming to have children, especially when they're very young. And so an African proverb says, it takes a village to raise a child. And it's important that we find our mom tribe, of course. So I have one. I actually have a mom tribe from school, and we're very close. Our children are very close, and our children are growing up together. And when we are busy, sometimes their kids sleep over at my house or my kids sleep over at their house, and things like that. And it's important that we have mom support. I also have my extended family, of course. My mom, whenever I go to Usana events, that are just short, so I don't bring my kids with me. And so my mom is there so that I have I'm able to build a business also because of the people who surround me, who are very supportive of me. And I'm able to still fulfill my roles as a mom. Because as a mompreneur, we don't only want to build our business, but we also want to build our family as well. Not compromising not compromising that, right? And one of the important things that I realized was that it's very, very important. Sometimes we take on everything and we want to be, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and sometimes I want to do it myself, but I have really learned when you are a mompreneur, it's very, very important to delegate. And I choose the tasks that are high value or that have a high return rather than doing some menial tasks which I can delegate to somebody else. I remember when I was in college, some of my dorm mates, so I was already into business, I was selling stuff and things like that. And I remember my dorm mates would tell me that, oh, they can't go to training, or they're going to spend their whole Saturday doing their laundry. And, I would always think, instead of doing my laundry, I would rather hire someone to do it, right? And I would rather build my business, sell something, and from that profit, I can hire someone to do my laundry. And I always think that way, the tasks that I can delegate to somebody else, I would rather, right? I have house help also here in the house, and a lot of people will say, because they follow my posts and they tell me when I teach a lot about health and fitness and clean eating, and when I show them what I do and what I eat, they always tell me, Celina, that's too much work. And how can we do that? If there's too many ingredients and stuff like that, that I have fresh juices every day. So that's my green juice and my red juice, that's spinach and beets. And sometimes I have overnight oats, or I make my own smoothie bowls and other fruit smoothies. And of course, those are my Usana nutritionals. But what people really don't know is that I don't do it myself. I have trained my house help, to prepare these. Even my Usana vitamins, they have a list that they follow. And I have trained them to prepare my smoothies, prepare my juices. So, all this I have every day, but I don't prepare them myself anymore. I just order, right? And I don't have to do it myself. So it doesn't really take a lot of work. So number 2, okay, create a household and business system. So being an entrepreneur and a mother, it can be very overwhelming. You have a lot of tasks to attend to, and there can be a lot of surprises, but it's very important that your system in the household and in business are in place. So why is that? Like, for example, in my household, okay, of course we have to set our family and business goals, right? So in my household, I want everything to be in its proper place. I want it to run smoothly. Even if I'm not there, I want it to run smoothly, right? So what I did is, of course, I established relationship with my suppliers. The purchasing that I do in my household is just a text away. Some people would say, hi, it's so much work. You have to buy fresh coconut milk and use it for your smoothies. And I tell them, it's actually just a call away. And then I book a delivery service, and then it's here in the house. So, I don't really have to do so much work just to do that. And it's very important that everything is planned and scheduled, because, my kids, they have a fixed schedule. They have soccer, they have taekwondo, and they have piano and other things. They do a lot of things, but I have to work around that schedule, and you have to always plan, because you are your own CEO. When you are an entrepreneur, you're your own CEO, you're your own boss, and you have to be also strict with yourself. So have a planner, write down your schedule, and because you might forget, we will tend to forget things. I do forget a lot of things. Even if I have a planner and I have a reminder on my phone, I still forget things. So it's very, very important to always get organized. So number 3, oh wait, let me share this. I have this. So these are my Usana nutritionals. So everything in my house is color-coded. So for my eldest son, he has green, his hangers are green, his stuff are green, his pencil case is green. My second son has a blue color. So that includes all their Usana vitamins. So this is mine. The black one is Robert's, my husband's. And then this is my vitamin. I used to prepare this myself, but then, after I trained my helper, I wrote down a list so that she's the one who prepares this already. so that I don't have to think about it. You know, it takes time to do that. And so I don't want to miss any of my Usana nutritionals. And so I have my helper do that. And so it's always there every day. Okay, number 3 is, of course, take care of yourself. So you cannot take care of others if you don't take care of yourself. So mommies, and for the soon-to-be moms out there, it's very important to take care of yourself because, you know, especially when you've just given birth. I was so fat when I gave birth. I was, on my 9th month, I was 175 pounds. And, you know, when you're so busy breastfeeding and stuff in here and there, you know, you sometimes forget about yourself. And it's very important that we always, you know, go back to always making sure that we are fit and healthy. Okay, so here are just some tips to take care of yourself. Number 1 is maintain a healthy weight. You know, if we are not healthy, we're a bit on the heavy side, our energy is lower, you can't move as fast. And so it's very important that we maintain a healthy weight. And of course, we should exercise. So I know you've heard this many, many times. Excuse me. So it's very, very important to exercise because a lot of people will say, you know, I'm too busy to exercise. But actually, if you're very busy and you want to accomplish a lot in your business, you better put in some exercise in the morning so that you oxygenate your body, and so that gives you more energy throughout the day. So I do boxing 3 times a week. I also do some strengthening workouts. And sometimes I dance 3 times a week as well. And there are times when I'm busy, so I don't. But, you know, as much as possible, I just put in, if I'm too busy, I put in 10 to 15 minutes of exercise. And I'm sure you have 10 minutes to spare, right? There's actually a 7-minute workout on YouTube that you're able to follow. Excuse me, and that's a high intensity workout. And tips there, find a workout activity that you will enjoy. So exercise with a family member or a friend, so you know it's more fun. And there's some healthy competition also. So establish that exercise routine. And of course, eat clean. You know, garbage in, garbage out, right? So, you know, if we put in garbage inside our mouths, we don't eat healthy, then our energy will be low. And there will be, through the years, you know, we will experience a lot of degenerative diseases. So, of course, we're taking Usana already, but we have to let that work with eating clean. Healthy fats, fiber, great protein. And next is building a routine. It's very important because, you know, good things take time. Like, for example, skincare. I'm very much in love with our skincare, Celaviv, and I've been using that for almost 4 years. And, you know, one application will not, once you apply Celaviv, by tomorrow, you won't see the results right away. Although there are some products that in 30 minutes, you will already feel the elasticity and stuff like that. But, you know, the really significant results take time, and good things take time. So you have to be able to build a routine, build healthy habits. It's like taking care of your skin, taking care of your body, and of course, building your business. There has to be a routine because you cannot your business will not grow overnight. You have to plant, you have to water that seed, you have to nurture that. And, you know, in time, it will grow. So it's important to build a routine, set days where you're going to build your Usana business. Let's say, for example, everything is online now. So for example, okay, you set your time, let's say from 6 to 9 p.m. This is your Usana time, your production time. Let's say you're done with dinner at 5:30. Now you start your Usana business from 6 to 9. So, you know, you build a routine where you can manage more your household and your business. And this is very, very important to me. Have some quiet time or devotional time. Sometimes, you know, business can be overwhelming. Now my husband and I were building a house here in Cagayan de Oro, and I'm doing all the purchasing because we're on our final stretch of finishing. And sometimes, you know, I have a million things to do on my list. I have a million things to do. I have errands to run. I have my kids. I have the business. And it's really very important that, we start our day, that we are more mindful, that we are more aware, and we just, I very much appreciate when I spend devotional time, because I become a better mother. I become a better person. I'm not as short-tempered. I'm not as impatient, so you are more ready to go into your day and win that day. And I can never overemphasize the power of prayer. And some things that have gone wrong, or there are some things that in business that are not working out as much. And I go back and I really reflect on, wait, did I pray for this? Baka kulang. So it's very important really to harness the power of prayer in business, in family, in our children. And sometimes we don't know what to do with our children. So it's very important to pray for them. That's our responsibility as parents, to pray for our children. Next is, of course, equip yourself for battle. When we become entrepreneurs, it is not going to be an easy road. And you will have discouragements, you will encounter a lot of obstacles. And it's very important that you equip yourself, that you have to grow yourself. So it's important that you attend all the online trainings that we have. We are so blessed that we have a very good corporate team here in Usana, Philippines. And so we have so many trainings lined up from morning to the afternoon and in the evening. Not all Usana countries have that. And I just want to say that I appreciate that so much. Thank you, Usana Philippines, for having that for us. And so it's very important that we plug in. And the advantage right now is that everything is online and it is for free. So you can avail of these trainings. All you need to do is log in, and it's going to be at the comfort of your own home. So, if you don't grow in this Usana business, it's really going to be, the ball is going to be on your side, because, everything, all the skills that you need and all the attitude that you need to grow are all there in the trainings, and you just have to avail of them. So equip yourself for battle, read books, listen to podcasts, attend leadership trainings, and of course, be mentored. Have a mentor who will show you your weaknesses and who will coach you as well. Next is get ready for the ride. A lot of people think that it is going to be a bed of roses. Well, entrepreneurship is going to be a roller coaster. You will have your highs, you will have your lows, and there are days when you won't feel like it. There are days when, the results are not what you expected. And it's always like that because you are an entrepreneur. And it's very important that we decide not to give up, that we decide that we always get up whenever we fall. And we always keep on. You just have to be consistent, keep on building, and you will have that breakthrough. And expect the lows. Expect the lows, because there will be lows, but my goodness, the highs are amazing, right? So we've been with Usana for 12 years and the results have just been amazing. I'm just so thankful that, we started this business 12 years ago. I just want to share my photos. Let me see. So there. Here are some photos that of our experiences here in Usana. And I love this business because I'm able to, incorporate being a mother as well. Because, this was International Convention, our 25th anniversary. And I had my kids with me. Our leaders from Australia, they also brought their kids. So there was a family lounge. And, I love how this business is very dynamic, because as a mother, I always want, as much as possible to bring my kids with me. So this was after AP convention in Singapore as well. So after AP convention, my kids were there. And of course, I also brought my mom with me. So while I'm at convention, my mom is there with the kids. And so after that, we go around. And this was really one fun trip. We went to Legoland, Malaysia with all our leaders, not one of all our top leaders. And a lot of them also checked in at the Legoland Hotel. And so it was like a Usana outing, right? And this was before convention. So, you A lot of Usana moms were also here. And this was last year. This was last 2019, the other year, I think. So we had the boys be involved in packing of the Usana Foundation food packs. And so I love it because they're getting exposed to business and they're getting to know more about Usana. So, but going to Usana convention, of course, we planned a road trip because I like to mix business and pleasure at the same time. So, on our way to convention, we went to San Francisco, Google, Yosemite National Park. That was my mom and Joshua Tree. So we visited a lot of national parks before we got to convention. And it's not to brag, but it's really just to share the goodness of God in our lives and really to share what a blessing Usana is as a business because we were in the US for more than a month and we were going around attending convention and yet our commissions were there week after week. So we were at the Grand Canyon for 3 days. And after convention, we flew to Washington, D.C. and New York because we also have leaders and associates in New York. So we did presentations. Actually, the photos here are tourist photos, but behind the scenes, we had some health and freedom presentations that we did in Queens and in Connecticut. So yeah, so I love how dynamic our business is. This was taken in Australia because we have leaders in Australia. And so what we would do, because they're all working during the daytime, we would go around during the daytime and at night we would have our meetings. And so I love that I'm able to work that way because, everything is flexible. This was last year. We went to the other year. This was in Thailand where my husband had a talk in Usana. And so we visited an elephant conservation area where you don't ride on the elephants, but you interact with them. This is when we were giving the elephant a bath. And this was a mission trip that we did also with my kids. And of course, quarantine happened, right? And it was a challenging time for all of us in 2020. And a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people, a lot of businesses also went down or closed. But what a blessing quarantine was. We were able to spend a lot of time together as a family. And also the kids were learning a lot of things. They were baking pizza, cinnamon rolls. And also they got involved in a lot of extracurricular. So I would have the instructors come to the house. And, my husband and I, we were just so thankful. So this is my son who's also into boxing and taekwondo. My husband, we were just so thankful because in 2020, where so many businesses struggled, where so many businesses could not make it past the pandemic, our Usana business grew so much. In fact, we hit the level 4 AP growth incentive, which was supposed to be in Sri Lanka, but we were given a cash bonus instead. And what business could grow so much? And to think in 2020, we were barely going out. We were always at home doing online business and, sharing the benefits of Usana to other people. And we were just so blessed because our Usana corporate here in the Philippines was so quick to adjust to the new normal. And so we had these online presentations, we had these trainings. And so Usana was very quick to adapt to all these things. And so as a mother, I'm so thankful because, we didn't have to worry about our business. In fact, it grew a lot. And, the blessing of Usana, because we started this 12 years ago, we have really reaped so much with what we have sown in the past years. And today you can start today, and we have a lot of new leaders who started 2-3 years ago, and they're making so much. They're Ruby directors, they're in their 20s, and they are really preparing themselves for marriage. And what a wonderful way to start building a family and to start building a business with Usana. So thank you very much for joining me tonight. Am I on time? I think 10 minutes early so I can entertain some questions.
Yes, if you have questions, those who are in our chat box no sa ating Zoom call, you can the floor is open for some of your questions. So wag kayo mahiya. Yun, you can ask Celina anything no about being a mompreneur. She has really shared so much no learnings, being a mompreneur, being a successful Usana associate, being a mother, a wife no, and lahat na yata, no? Parang ang perfect, no? Na Celina. She's very organized, no? She shared to us how organized she is, yung delegation niya, and really, no? When you really want to be serious about your business, you really have to you just prioritize. Know your priorities, you delegate, no? Yun yung mga natutunan ko kay Celina this evening. Ayan. Merong question dito, ma'am. I would like to ask, no? What are your top 3 favorite books? No, this is from Maurice. Ayan, what are your top favorite books daw?
Well, I have a mix of books kasi ako yung mga books ko, mga health. So I have so many books. Right now, I'm reading, it's Hypotoxic Keto. So I love the book and it's a new book that I'm reading. And I also have a book on, I love Darren Hardy. It's the entrepreneur roller coaster. You know, I learned so many things from that. And also I have this other book on the power of a praying parent. The power of a praying. Yun yung mga favorite books ka talaga also to have on my bedside table.
Ayan, so very important to that you also read books. Sean Tan, no? Siguro we can ask this to our speaker kay Celina. I would like to ask, how do you make other busy mothers make time for Usana? How do you encourage them? No, parang paano mo sila na-encourage to do also the Usana business despite their very busy schedule?
Well, you know, what the good thing about Usana is, at first it's gonna be hard because of course they still have work and they're doing other things. But as they do the business slowly, you know, just maybe use 2 hours, 3 hours of their time, try to insert that. I'm sure they have 2 to 3 hours. You know, not everybody. If you prioritize that, you have 2 to 3 hours and you're just gonna log in online, right? So you know, just get them to attend a training and get them to listen to other people's experiences, because so many people are so busy doing this business. But the good thing, this is online and you can always do this from the comfort of your own home.
Ayan. So we also have one good question here from Sansel Ampo. Ayan, what is the best and effective tip you can give for a new member like me to get Usana business started? So I think Sansel is a new Usana member, no? She's asking for a tip, no? Paano siya mag-umpisa ng talaga sa Usana? Siguro she wants to a few tips from you po.
You know, starting is really being on the job and also at the same time being on training. It's like your OJT. So you have to be doing it. I would advise that you would do it all at the same time, attend trainings, and of course, you don't overthink it. You know, invite people, call them, text them, and you know, it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game, and you really want to be able to just have some activity because you will learn while you're doing it. Kasi some people, you know, they overthink, they analyze. Gawin mo lang, you just have to dive in because, you know, it's just like swimming. So parang you can't always, you know, listen to the theory. You really have to swim and get into the pool. You have to get wet and you have to dive in. So that's the key.
Ayan, thank you very much. No, and we have from Aimee, no. Since our participants in this call really have really observed that you really are an empowered woman, very very strong, no, yung personality. So do you have any weakness daw, and how do you deal with your weakness?
Marami akong weaknesses. Kasi perfectionist yes. Ako. So, you know, sometimes I short-tempered ako.
Can you share siguro mga 2 or 3 na pwede mong ma-share sa kanila, and how do you deal with it?
Sometimes I'm really short-tempered also because I want everything in order. Kaya lang sometimes I have really learned to let go. Kasi yung mga clothes ko naka-color-coded, gusto ko ganyan, naka-line siya. But then, sometimes I can't do it. I'm too busy. My helper doesn't get it. So sometimes i-let go mo lang siya talaga. No? And sometimes, I get overwhelmed with my kids when they don't listen to me. Sometimes I raise my voice already and they still don't listen. And sometimes I really just go back. And it's very important talaga yung quiet time, yung devotional time, because it goes back to the word and it makes you more aware of yourself. Kasi minsan talaga I get so impatient.
All right. Yun yung sa mga weaknesses ni Ma'am Celina. Ayan. And the last question siguro, ma'am, this is very interesting. How do you handle the business as a couple? No? Syempre, you are also doing the business with Robert. So, are there any specific responsibility in doing the business?
Robert is more of the leadership, the coaching, the training. So I handle the retailing of products. I handle all the admin. I handle the organizing the events for our team. And also I handle enrollments. So I'm pretty good at sponsoring people because I circulate in a lot of circles. I have my soccer circle, my workout circle, I have mommies at school, I meet a lot of people everywhere and I'm quick to, be friends with people. So I'm more of the sponsoring side.
Ayan, so yun talaga yung side ni Celina. Siya yung talagang being with, establishing relationship with other people, no? Ayan, networking talaga. So thank you very much, Celina, for entertaining some of the questions of our associates who are in this call. And I hope a lot of our associates here really learned, no? Most especially those who are mompreneurs, those who are all the mothers out there who are really juggling with their schedule, no, of how to become a mother and how to do their business, the Usana business. So this is really a very wonderful learning experience to everybody. So with that, maraming salamat, Celina, for your time and for your sharing and for your knowledge, no, sharing your knowledge to our associates this evening.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. And thank you very much, of course, sa ating mga associates who joined us in this Zoom call and also who joined us sa ating FB Live. No, so watch out for more trainings next week, and it's Thursday, and tomorrow we'll have wala po tayong online business series. So thank you very much and good night po everyone. Thanks, Celina. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.